Hi friends, hello, how you all doing? My name is Alina Shaltsova. We're going to have our live today discussing the most recent exciting immigration news. I will share with you USCIS updates and what's interesting things are happening with USCIS. I'm sure you will like the update for today. It's going to be very exciting. Also, in the end of my presentation, of course, we're going to have your questions answered. So please join, say hello, let me know where you're watching from. Don't forget to type up your questions. Don't forget to share your opinion on what we're going to be discussing today. We have quite good news, I guess, from USCIS with regard to processing times. And I think we're going to start with this particular news. So again, my name is Alina Shaltsova. I'm an immigration attorney from New York. I've been practicing immigration law in the United States for 16 years. And I do help people not only in New York, but all over the United States and overseas. If you have any immigration needs, please reach out. Our office number, phone number is 917-885-2261. And we're going to start. Please don't forget to like and share this stream so that more people will be able to join us. And don't forget to send me your hearts and your stars. And let's start. Very, very interesting update today we received from USCIS. And it is about something that you all, those people who are going through the processing with USCIS always are asking about. How long will my case take? I mean, obviously, we would like to know how long it's going to take us to get something from USCIS, especially when we're paying them quite hefty fees, which, by the way, increased again just 2 days ago. So guess what? Today, USCIS stated that according to their data, they sped up a lot. They cut down those processing times a lot for certain applications. Specifically, they're stating that certain work permits based on asylum, if this is your first time when you're receiving a work permit, and based on parole, are going to take only 30 days, guys. 30 days to process. I mean, that's like the best news ever, right? Wouldn't you say that? 30 days to receive your work permit, it's amazing. However, many of you who will be watching this video are going to laugh because you guys filed for extension of the work permit and perhaps you're waiting for it for more than a year. That's true. Unfortunately, there are applicants for extension of the work permit, especially based on asylum pending, who are waiting for their extended or renewed rather work permits for more than a year. Disastrous. Next, USCIS stating that it takes them a little bit longer than 5 months now to process citizenship or naturalization application. I mean, that's awesome, right? Only 5 months and you become a citizen from the time that you qualified, of course, and filed for that form and for 100. If this is the case, I think this is an amazing, absolutely amazing news. Why it's important to become a citizen, at least for some people in the United States. Citizenship brings certain benefits. The main benefit is that you will be able to sponsor more family members than opposed to when you're only a green card holder. And the most important benefit currently is that your spouse and your child will be able to join you in the United States much quicker if you are a US citizen, opposed to if you're only a green card holder. I mean, listen, family is the main, point of our lives very often, right? And of course, when you are forced basically to live without your family members, especially without your spouse, it's just terrifying. So it's important, if you have an opportunity to upgrade your I-130 petition by becoming a US citizen, to do so as soon as possible. Of course, also, citizenship will allow you to remain outside of the United States for as long as you would like to without worrying that you're going to lose your status here. That's another big benefit. I know for many of you, it's a huge benefit. Let's say you have elderly parents, or you have to take care of your own health, or you just would like to take a break and you would like to go back to your home country and you would like to remain there for a while, right? Because life in the United States can be very busy, very, you know, has an impact on your health. Let's be honest about this. If you're a green card holder, you cannot, without consequences, usually leave the United States for more than 6 months. But if you're a citizen, those restrictions are over, they're done. You can stay outside of the United States for as long as you want. So that's another huge benefit of being a US citizen. Finally, if you're a US citizen and God forbid you are caught in some sort of a criminal arrest situation, you do not need to worry that that situation also is going to turn into an immigration problem. Big, huge, big benefit. So if you're eligible, please file for your citizenship. Then USCIS is stating that it takes them only about 4.4 months to process advance parole. Many of you would never guess that. Why? Because if you filed for advance parole, you're probably also waiting for it for more than a year. Tell me if this is the case for you. If some of you are watching on Facebook, YouTube, or TikTok, how long you've been waiting for your advance parole. I think the reality is that most people are waiting for their advance parole for about 8 to 9 months. 4.4 months are coming from the fact that some people may qualify and receive something what's called emergency advance parole, when you simply make a phone call with USCIS customer service. They make an appointment for you to come to the local field office, and there you are getting your advance parole, which takes altogether maybe just a day, right? You apply on the spot, you get on the spot. So that's what cuts down the time processing, average time processing for advance parole application. In the same announcement, USCIS acknowledges that they need to make improvements with regard to EB-5 applications, which may be pending for more than 2 years, I-601 waivers, I-730, and U visas. You know that U visa delays are notorious. They're huge. And in the same announcement, they're saying that they're going to use the increased fees to achieve that goal of sped up processing times, decreased processing times. We're going to see how it's going to work. But for now, if the statistics is good, of course, it also, by the way, big benefit of this particular announcement, that if your case is pending longer than this announcement, free to reach out to your congressman and citing this announcement, ask them to place an inquiry on your case saying, hey, what happened to my case, right? They're saying that that's how long it takes. Why my case got stuck. So overall, this is the announcement, and this is how you may practically use it for your particular situation. Now we're going to move on to the next news. And please, guys, send me your hearts and stars. I really do appreciate them. Thank you very much. Another interesting announcement from USCIS comes from their improvements to N400 naturalization form. First thing is that it will be possible to automatically update your status with the Social Security Administration upon you becoming a US citizen. It makes your life a little bit easier. One less task you will have to do once you become a US citizen, because if Social Security Administration has old information about you, that you're still a green card holder, you may face delays when you're filing for those special jobs, when you're filing for insurance, health insurance. So it's always good if something is updated automatically, seamlessly. And also, in addition to that, USCIS published a new edition of the Form N400 stating that now, if you wish, when you're filing for your naturalization, Not only you can change your name, you guys are aware, right? That when you're filing for naturalization, you can change your name to any name you wish. Now you're becoming a new citizen, you're going to have new life, and you can have new name. You can choose any name. It doesn't have to be similar to your name. You can become William Shakespeare if that's what you choose. So you also can choose a gender, different gender, X. No proof of anything is necessary. If this is your wish, this is how USCIS is going to log your gender on your certificate of naturalization to be in conformity with other federal laws with regard to this particular issue. So this is something to know about. It may not be relevant to everyone, but for those of you who it is relevant, I think it's not the bad news. Finally, wanted one more time to talk about the new proposals by the House Republicans, who are stating that they would like to eliminate almost all forms of legal family-based immigration. I'm not sure why this particular way of immigrating to the United States is under their focus, and is targeted. I think it's one of the most humane ways to address the issue of family unity, right? Because family unity is very, very important. If you are separated again from your loved ones, you're probably going to function as almost like a half a person, right? You're constantly stressed out about what's happening with your family members in the home countries. You have to send your money there, you have to check on them, you have to take this time off from work, and so on and so forth. So in my view, family unity is a great thing. Of course, what I do not like is great processing times in most family preference categories. A family preference category is anything concerning people who are not U.S. citizen spouse, child under 21, or parent. People from certain countries, like the Philippines, may face decades in multiple long delays before they can unite with their family members. This should not be like that. But instead of improving this, we get this proposal to completely cancel it. Specifically, they would like to cancel for brothers and sisters to be able to unite in their families this opportunity, and even not to be able to sponsor your parents. That's a proposal. I think it's a horrible proposal. I hope it's not passed. But the point of this is this. If for some reason this horrible proposal is going to go forward, please make sure, if you have now eligible relatives, to submit for them those I-130 petitions, because usually the law does not have retroactive effect. So if you submit your I-130 now for your brother or sister, even if it takes decades for them to join you, at least you're going to save this opportunity for them to later join you if they choose to come to the United States. Not everybody would like to come to the United States, but if they do, at least you're going to save this opportunity for them. And now, guys, if you have questions, I'll be happy to answer them. So don't forget to share this stream so more people going to join us. My TikTok followers, thank you very much for your hearts. Do you think we can reach 1,000 hearts today? Let me know. Let me know if you can send me some love, so it gives me energy and dedication to answer your questions. And don't forget, please, to ask your questions so I'll be able to answer them. Hi, Khan from Brooklyn Heights. Hi, 120 from California. Hello. Hi, Jamil from Pakistan. Hi, Khan. Thank you very much. I'm a big fan of your videos. Thank you, Khan. Thank you very much for your kind words. Hi, Ladu. Hi, Jan. Hi, Shigal from Houston. Hello. All right. Hi, Khan. Let's see. Asylum case. Any breaking news? Who asylum case file open 2017? Any news? Okay. So I think your question relates to the fact that we have any updates regarding asylum cases that were filed in 2017. I cannot say that I have specific data specifically on that year, 2017. All I can tell you that about 30% of cases that were filed prior to 2018 are being called for interviews. Most of the appointments for asylum cases are given to the newcomers, people who arrived after 2018 and who filed for asylum. If I had to guess, because the backlog is growing, you may have to wait for your interview for at least another year or two. The good news here is that USCIS is going to hire more immigration officers, specifically asylum officers, to process those stuck cases. That's the truth. Hi, True Wisdom. Hi, Lena. Finally got everything submitted to the National Visa Center. Yay! Do you know how long it's going to take to review for interview in Mexico? Well, first you have to get a confirmation from NVC that your case is documentary qualified. Your NVC may take up to 90 days to review all of your submissions. Usually, however, they do it within 45 days. Once they review everything and they confirm that your case is documentary qualified, allow for at least 6 months for the interview to be scheduled. However, recently I've heard that consulates really did speed up a lot, and this waiting time is much shorter. So hopefully for you, it will be just maybe 60 to 90 days after your case is documentary qualified. Hello, hello. Hi, Bagali. Hi, Kareem. Thank you guys very much. Hi, Sipa. I got my ISALI approved since 2 years and my EAD is expired. Can I work with my I-94? Sure. Guys, when you receive your asylum status, you no longer need to file for work permit. It's unnecessary. What you should have done is you should have updated the social security card of yours to get the one without the restrictions. All right, that's what you should do. But you no longer need that work permit. It's unnecessary. Thank you, James. Thank you, Suck Pace. Thank you for your support. I received my 10-year green card. Congratulations. Look at that. That's amazing. Very amazing. Hi, Ben. Hi, Mark. Hi, my show. They commented in Russian that I should be a teacher. You know, interestingly enough, my mother is a teacher. My husband's family, almost all females there are teachers. Very, very interesting. And my grandfather used to be a teacher as well. All right. Hi, Shigal. I'm asking for a friend. She lost her husband in February. She has approved I-130 for the husband. Her dilemma is her name isn't in the death certificate because his family doesn't approve her marriage to him. It doesn't matter what opinion of his family is about their marriage. If she was legally married and has an approved I-130, she remains to be eligible for the benefits that she was seeking. This is very important to know. I do not know where your friend is right now, overseas or in the United States, but I would suggest to work with an attorney to get that green card or immigrant visa, all right? And whatever the family is saying, I'm not sure why even the family was involved and not her as a spouse. But again, if she speaks to an attorney, I'm sure this will be resolved. Hi, Alma. Hi, Alina. Can a person get a status after withholding or removal? Sure, but typically you would have to address first the issue of that withholding or removal order against you, all right? Depending on what is it that you're going to be filing. Let's say you get sponsored by a U.S. citizen spouse. If you are adjustable, we need to see how you originally entered the United States, if you have that legal entry necessary for adjustment, or maybe you qualify for parole in place, or maybe there are other exceptions, or if you qualify for a U visa, things like this. But is it possible? Yes, it's possible, provided that you would qualify for it, and then in most situations, you would have to address the issue of that withholding or removal first. And now, guys, I'm going to turn to my TikTok fans. Thank you very much for your 1,000 hearts. I have the best TikTok fans. So everybody, please join my TikTok as well. We have very good support group here. Fun people. Let's see. Hi, Honcho. I have been waiting on DACA for over 124 days. Got my received notice and that's all. I need to know a little bit more about when you first qualified for DACA. Some people can file for DACA but not going to get an approval because this whole DACA situation is on hold. Not true for everybody. If you got DACA first when it was first, came into life, like 10 years ago now, almost more than 10 years ago, then you just file for renewals. But if you filed for the first time during the court battle, where the court stated you can file, but your application is not going to be granted, then of course you're not going to get a decision until the United States Supreme Court is going to resolve this case. Hi Hitesh, hi Miss, how long waiting time for a green card? It depends usually based on what you filed for the green card. Typically, I would say a year based on marriage, longer in other categories. All right, in other categories is going to be longer. Hi, Mungdong. I'm already a citizen. What's next? Well, in terms of immigration, you reach the highest level of this immigration game. If you're a gamer, you will understand what I'm referring to. You beat it, right? You got it, got the highest spot. Now, if you feel that, or if you have someone to sponsor, your brothers, sisters, spouse, parents, now you can do that, all right, if you're a citizen. And absolutely be proud of being a US citizen. Don't forget to pay your taxes, very important. Hi, Lucky. What is VAWA? VAWA stands for Violence Against Women Act. It's a special provision in the United States immigration law allowing certain people to sponsor themselves if they were in an abusive relationship. It's not only for spouses, it also can be for parents and for children of the abusive US citizen parents, but it's a special provision in the United States immigration laws. Hi, Minori. How long does it take to get green card for Afghans, those whose asylum were approved? Very good question. Once you get your asylum approved, you can file for the green card right away if you wish to, but I wouldn't do it. Why? Because the law says that at the time when USCIS is going to consider your green card application after approved asylum, you need to satisfy by then requirement that you spend in the United States 1 year physically. For that reason, after your asylum is approved, I typically recommend to wait 4 to 6 months and only after that submit your application for a green card to make sure that your application is not going to be denied. If for some reason USCIS is going to start processing those cases very fast, just because you didn't accumulate that 1 year of unlawful presence, 1 year of lawful presence in the United States. All right, so that's what you're going to do next. Hi, Darielle. My friend's asylum case is pending for 5 years. Yes, unfortunately, guys, some people's asylum cases are pending for 10 years. It's a disaster. All right. Let me see. I'm a US citizen married to Nepali girl. So how long hard to take time to the United States? All right. Well, first of all, congratulations on your marriage. Is it your question how long is it going to take you to unite with your spouse in the United States if the spouse is overseas? Well, if everything is done correctly, it shouldn't take you more than about a year and a half. I know it's still too long, but that's what's happening. All right, we're going to take a question from our YouTube people. Let's see. Hi, Grace. Can you travel outside the United States if you have a stamp in your passport and you are in removal proceedings? No. If you are in removal proceedings, do not travel outside of the United States. Do not do that. First, resolve that situation with removal proceedings. Make sure that you are out of the removal proceedings and travel. All right? It's very important. Hi, Myra. I sent my adjustment of status application on March 10 and I haven't received USCIS text receipt yet. Is that normal? Yes. Currently, USCIS is overwhelmed with all those of you who decided to submit the applications last minute. So do not freak out. You should be fine. Of course, as long as your application is not going to be rejected for some reason. I've been practicing immigration law in the United States for 16 years about. And I'm going to tell you that during the time of the fee increase, USCIS loves to reject packages, even for something very, very small, which typically they would not reject your package for and would just allow you to correct later. So if they do reject your package, and unfortunately, the fee increased starting April 1st. You will have to resubmit it, correcting that mistake if there is one, and pay a larger fee. All right. Hi, Bum Bum. Can my spouse file for I-130 while I'm waiting my J-1 waiver? It's pending for 7 months now. Yes, your spouse can submit that I-130 for you if that's what you want. All right. How many years is it taking for marriage-based green card? Years. I hope it's going to take you only 11 months if you're in the United States. Let's not jinx ourselves with that years comment, all right? All right, let's see. Hi, Isha. I-45 case transferred to Brooklyn field office 97 days ago. How long do you think they will call me for the interview? Sure, it's not necessarily that after the case transfer, they will call you for the interview. I've seen cases bouncing back and forth when they were sent first to the field office and then were sent back to the National Benefit Center. So it's really hard for me to let you know and comment on that. Anything can happen, unfortunately. Thank you, Eugene. Hi, Kwame. Thank you guys for sharing. Thank you for your hearts. Do you think we can reach 2,000 hearts on TikTok? I have the best followers on TikTok. Hi, Juan. My husband is from Mexico. And I'm from Ecuador. I added him to my asylum case. I was approved. Fantastic. Then your husband was supposed to be approved together with you if you were in asylum office affirmative system and you added your husband to the case correctly. If you were in immigration court, guys, situation is different. If your family member, for some reason, was not with you in those removal proceedings when you filed for asylum, they will not have status of asylum automatically. It's very, very important to know that, all right? Very, very important to know that. So you will have to submit I-730 form for them to receive status if they were not with you in removal proceedings. So hopefully it's not your case. I mean, it's nothing horrible about that. It's just that it's going to take extra time, okay? Once he gets his asylum, does he need a travel document or can he use his passport to travel? Yes, anybody who received asylum, even if they're derivative, they will have to have a travel document, okay? Because that's asylum status. That's the right way, correct way to handle the situation. All right. Are you in Texas? No, I'm in New York. How are you guys doing in Texas? Let me know. By the way, wanted to give you a little update about the Texas CBP4 law. You know that law in Texas, where local law enforcement is going to be catching people who look like immigrants? Maybe I'm one of them, if they hear me speaking. Right. So that law is on hold, right? That law is on hold right now. It's still being reviewed by the federal court. So that's, I guess, it's a good news for all of us immigrants who can be caught now by state police just because they believe, they suspect that you don't look American, you don't look like a citizen. ISP, I applied my asylum case in 2016, but I didn't get any interview. So how long does it take to get an interview? I wish I could give you guys a better answer, but I really, really do not know. That's the truth. It may take you 10 years now to wait for that interview, unfortunately. Let me take a couple of questions from the YouTube. Hi, Mohammed. I got bona fide determination September 2023. When can I expect to get U visa status? Oh, those two are not related to each other. I told Mohammed I have bad news for you. It doesn't mean once you get this bona fide determination that you're going to have your U visa approval soon. Doesn't mean at all. I mean, hopefully it may work for you this way, but approval of the U visa depends, first of all, if you qualified for it, and bona fide determination is not an indication for the future approval, by the way. Just like a prima facie determination in VAWA doesn't mean that your case 100% is going to be approved. And also when you filed for your U visa petition, it's also very important, okay? Hi, Toma. I'm debating whether to file N400 under 3 years, I-751 filed, happily married, or not. Well, it's up to you. How difficult you believe it's going to be for you to submit that application package, right? How difficult? If it's not difficult, if, as you stated, you live happily married, then go for it. Because what happens is that even if your I-751 is not approved, by the time you're called for that N400 interview, you're going to do what? You're going to ask the officer to adjudicate that I-751, right? So that hopefully on the same day of your interview for N400 or your naturalization, they will make a decision with regard to your I-751 too. And then you will be free of all immigration headaches. Hi, girly pop. Hi, my husband has a long criminal record. Will it affect my case? Is your husband a US citizen who is sponsoring you? Typically speaking, it should not affect your case depending on his record, though. If he was convicted of a crime that may be a problem under Adam Walsh Act, then he will not be able to sponsor you. He will not be able to file it I-130 or I-129F, all right? Hi, Fury of Fury Shark. I got notice of intent to deny for second time because 204C. I have no idea with self. Well, all I can tell you, Fury Shark, is that you have to work of Fury Shark. You have to work with an attorney. 204C is a serious allegation which, if remains in your file, will prohibit you from ever getting sponsored by your parent, by a new spouse, by your child who is 21 years old and a US citizen, by an employer, or even if you file a self-petition I-360. So it's a serious charge. All I can tell you, run to the attorney. If you work with your lawyer, say, hey, what will be the plan? If it's the second time that you receives it, it means that you should have been prepared for it already when you submitted whatever that you submitted there for. All right? Hi, Sammy. Can I travel with a travel document VAWA case? In my experience, it's very safe to travel with advanced parole if you receive it, guys. I've never heard anyone who would not be able to return after they receive the authorization to travel and come back. If you have any other information, anyone who is watching us, please let me know. But I just don't think so. I also never heard from any lawyers any stories, bad ones, that the person who was authorized to travel on advance parole wasn't able to come back. Unless, of course, if you commit a heavy crime and then you're going to get stuck, you're going to get stuck in the United States. Hi, Juan and Eve. Husband is a beneficiary of my approved asylum. Once he gets it, does he need a travel document? Yes, we answered that. I recommend him to absolutely get a travel document. Hi, Diego. I applied for visa T. I do the biometric card. How long takes the work permit? Well, the work permit for T visa comes only once the T visa is approved. But luckily, if you qualified for the T visa, your application should not be pending for more than 9 months. Hi, Shamo came to the US with a fiancé visa last year and got married, but my wife wants a divorce. Oh, that's not good. What are my options? Fiancé visa is one of the harshest visas in terms of consequences for the non-citizen. If you got married and it's not an abusive relationship that you are in now, if you do not have grounds for VAWA, so if you do have grounds for VAWA, you're going to file for it, you will not have any options. If the person does not want to continue with your immigration, that's it. Your case will be done, unfortunately. And unfortunately, you will not be able to qualify for anything except for asylum if you have grounds for it. That's what fiancé visa is, all right? Hi, user 22693-100. Can you apply for asylum after 5 years in the country? Sometimes. Usually, guys, you have to file for asylum within 1 year of your arrival to the country. But if something changes in your personal life or in the country you're from, then you may successfully sometimes argue that your 1 year filing deadline should be restored sufficiently. Yes, it's possible. I had a case, I think the longest case I've ever had is when the person filed for asylum 17 years later. I know, it sounds like crazy. 17 years later, after they first arrived to the United States, because their personal situation changed. I'm not going to go into details, but it's possible, yes. Hi, Grace Justin. I filed for cancellation of removal and waiting to see immigration judge. If I win the case and the green card is granted, how long does it take to receive the green card? 3 to 3.5 years currently. The journey to see your green card, unfortunately, is very, very long through this cancellation or removal process. High wise instruments. Ma'am, my asylum denied judge ordered voluntarily departure, but I have pending I-45. Will I be deported? Well, interestingly enough, what happened? The problem with the voluntarily departure order, if you don't comply, you will not be able to get that adjustment of status granted. So I would urge you to immediately try to address this situation with your attorney. If you do have I-45 pending, did the judge know about that? Was the court notified, or did you file for it later? Your situation changed later. I hope that you're still within the time where you can file maybe motion to reopen. You didn't waive this opportunity and try to amend this situation, because you don't want to be in this situation. You file for adjustment of status. You're hoping to receive a green card in the United States. But voluntarily departure means that you stated to the judge, you're just going to depart within a certain time usually, all right? And if you don't depart, the consequences are very, very harsh. So that's something you need to know about. Basically, you will not be able to qualify for any relief for a very long time. So hopefully, you're going to resolve this situation. All right. Thank you, Eugene. Hi, highlights. My I-751 is in pending process probably, and I had citizen interview. They said they will mail me the result. Ah, that's right. Sometimes I do that. They say that they cannot resolve your situation right now. Wait for the decision. That's when you bring a good attorney who speaks on your behalf and says, let's speak to the supervisor and try to resolve this now, okay? That's Why? You can bring your lawyer with you to the interview, so a lawyer will try to push them around. Hi, Sosa 421X. How long does it take to receive a FOIA I-130 for adjustment of status? Freedom of Information Act for I-130 for adjustment of status. Why do you need to file for it? What happened? Right now, USCIS is processing FOIA requests extremely fast, within a month, right? Hi, the Irish medium. My cousin, you guys have, listen, my TikTok followers have the best names. It's like so creative. My cousin couldn't come back from El Salvador. We don't know why. Well, if your cousin went to El Salvador for an immigrant visa interview and they did not receive that immigrant visa, consulate is obligated to provide the decision of the denial in writing. All right? Contact your cousin, tell them to contact that consulate and ask them for the decision in writing. Then show it to an attorney. An attorney will be able to explain to you what is the reason for not being able to come back. Guys, thank you very much for sharing this stream. Please send your likes and hearts. Let me have some more questions from our YouTube followers. Hi, Manal. Hi, this is Mashal. Can you please tell me? I filed the B3 I-45 in June 2023, and my priority date is January 2022, and it's current now, and I still not get any decision. Well, of course, you don't have to, how to say, just because your priority date became current recently, it does not mean that you're going to get your decision right away. USCIS may take any time practically they want to review your case, sometimes even way beyond the processing times. But hopefully, within the next 6 months, you're going to hear something from them, all right? So you can use I-45 processing times. If your case is pending beyond published processing times, reach out to your congressman and ask them to place an inquiry on your case. If you have a solid adjustment of status case, if something there can be not so interesting, don't do that. Hi, Fury Shark. Can I schedule an appointment for tomorrow after 4 p.m.? I would say that it's a yes, but I do not remember my calendar. These days, guys, I'm extremely busy. So what you will need to do if you want to have an appointment, you will need to call my office in the morning, starting 10 o'clock, 917-885-2261, and ask them if they have any slots available for the appointment. If you mention that you're my TikTok follower, they will let me know and we'll see how we can accommodate you, all right? I'm gonna have special preferences for my social media followers, but I do charge for appointments, just know that. Hi, OG. Hi, do I start counting 5 years from the date of asylum grant or green card date before applying for N400? Another excellent question. When you receive your asylum and then you receive the green card is going to have a date rolled back for 1 year. Check. You receive it in 2024, it will say that you're a resident since certain date in 2023. So from that date that's printed on your green card, this is the date that you're going to use to count when you can file for your citizenship. 4 years and 9 months from that particular date. Now I'm going to take one last question from my TikTok followers for today. Hi, Joshua. Is it safe to travel to Miami with a prima facie determination? Prima facie determination doesn't really give you any status. Is it safe to travel to Miami? Period. I don't know. You know, they have those laws that are similar to taxes, right? If you encounter somebody in a CBP who particularly on that day doesn't like you, well, you know, I cannot guarantee you that they're not going to try to place you in removal proceedings. I once encountered a case of a person. Now the person is fine. They got the asylum. But back then, they had only asylum pending, right? Status in progress. They had a work permit. They had to go for their work to Arizona. Guess what? They got arrested there by ICE, placed in jail, ICE jail, had to pay a bond to get released, and later appeared for their removal proceedings. Nobody took them out from the removal proceedings, guys. And that's the truth. You cannot be completely safe if you don't have status. But chances of that happening really, really small. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for likes and hearts. This is going to be it for today, but I promise we're going to meet again, if not this Friday, then next Tuesday. So thank you very much. Don't forget to like, share, and follow. So next time I'm live, you'll be able to connect and ask more questions. And also on my social media channels, I published a lot of updates with regard to the most recent immigration news and share my tips on how to address this or that immigration issue that you may face in your immigration journey. Well, thank you very much, and I hope to see you